Just spotted an ad in the Advertiser for Northern Electric, as it was known then. Did the interview and got it. I was on the Peaks back. Took up employment then on the 1st of the 3rd, 1976. And I thought if I stick to them a month, I'll be doing well. Great place to work, very fair-minded. Took you at face value and you did your work. It was, get on with it. It's part of what you're here for. Made redundant there 2 weeks ago, which is a huge blow to me. And dead lonely for them all. She gave you an identity all of your own, and you were out there in the workplace like everybody else, which you always felt in your own heart that you deserved, that you were capable of doing a job like anybody else.
Wheelchair. You think of people in wheelchairs?
Hi, my name is John Ryan. This is my personal adventure diary.
They all have feelings like everyone else. They're still human.
My baby cousin, his legs aren't able to work.
I'd probably feel, that's the end of everything now. Can't do anything, everything I planned is gone, but you probably just realise, not much has changed. You're still the same person.
You feel sorry for them.
I was in a wheelchair before when I had a sore finger on my bad finger, on this finger.
You want to help them. Yeah.
I was diagnosed with MS in 1990, and one of my first symptoms was the eyesight. When I came home, that all the people were going to meet me, the way they would meet their ears, for Roberts. Dead. I call this a bit of an odd shop because there's stuff in it that I even forgot I'd done. The cows were very much into the diamond shapes, and where 4 diamond shapes would meet would form an X, and the swirl, if you go around the side of the swirl, you find no beginning, no end. Most of my pieces I've got that the swirls and the X's and that, and different colour clays, like that white clay and this blue clay, and then different colour glazes on top of that. Use it to your advantage. Do what you can do, and live the moment. It's easy to give advice, but it's a lot harder to take it. And sometimes if I would take my own advice, I'd be a lot better off.
The battery was just on, I wasn't trying to record it. You know something, Jonah? I must hire my own.
Listen to those gays last night.
Oh, jeez, what?
While I was here, I was up.
I want you to hear the flag flying across an inch down to the back again. Was that better?
Hiya, my name is Eileen Gormley. I live in 28 Carnard in Circular Road. The best thing about living on your own is that you can leave your dirty washing, or you can leave your clothes anywhere, and no one is there to say, well, pick them up and put them into your room and tidy the place. It's not exactly rosy because everyone knows trying to get the money to pay the bills is hard. As long as I have heat and food and the telephone, I'm doing okay. My mom and dad always wondered why I wouldn't sit up on my own as I grew older. But what they didn't know was I had muscular dystrophy. Now, I'm visually impaired as well, and I've been wearing glasses ever since I was 3. Well, obviously not the same one. It turned out that I had retinitis pigmentosa, which, thank God, is abbreviated to RP. I have loads of friends and loads of people who love me, I hope. So I'm generally a happy person, and I love my college and the CIL, and I'm involved with a lot of things.
I'm recording play. Good.
How did you turn on the telly to watch the Ireland match?
Ah, Mary, how are you? Well, here we are in the lower deck of the new Cusick stand in Croke Park, just watching the teams parading around the field, Galway and Tipperary, getting ready now for the big match. We hope it'll be a big win for Galway. Here's the cheer.
This is John's average dinner. 16 potatoes.
Where's
John's.
mine? And my oranges.
I left it in there.
Oh, here's that cat, Mum. What'd you do with the cat, Mum? What's so hot?
Because I was a mature student, you see. I'd only started teaching when I was about 40, after the kids had grown up. I was living over in Holiday in Jersey with my mother, and I'd been for a long walk along the beach, and I came up and it was dragging an awful lot, and my mother said, you know, I really think you should go and have something done about that leg of yours. 5 years of tests have been in and out of hospital. He said, I don't really know what's wrong with you. Go and live your life. Well, this was what I did. I went on teaching, and I met Sonny, and I looked after his children. We used to take the little ones out for walks, and I always used to walk at the front to try to pace the walking. The girl who was at the other end of the line said to me, she said, do you know your whole class is walking with a limp? So all these little 5-year-olds, we were going, they were all imitating me walking down this thing, which I think is quite sweet, really. So I went back to, after 15 years, to this specialist. I hadn't been back to him at all. Oh, and he said, oh, I remember you. And he said, we said, you have got worse. Anyway, we went off and we retired, and it just seemed to me that I was dwelling more on my disability than I ever had when I was working. In Spain, once or twice, I borrowed a wheelchair. It was so delightful because you could drink as much as you wanted and eat as much as you want, and you knew you weren't going to have to walk home, you know. It was absolute bliss. And I thought, this isn't bad. One day my daughter said to me, she said, you don't have to take a long time walking across there. You know, it'd be much better if we brought the wheelchair and pop you into the wheelchair and took you along. They always wanted to keep me going, you know, and I wanted to keep going too. I heard about electric wheelchairs. So I said, I've got to have one of them now. When I came here to this delightful house, that's put an end to all my walking. I got into my electric wheelchair and I fly around all over the place now. Even though I'm 75, I still am so bored with the things I can't do.
Okay, you don't have to hold it down. And now draw back. Push this arm out straight. Straight out. There you go, give it a target. Well, you hit the tree, I suppose that's a start.
The heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You thought you found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you can lend a hand, return for grace. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. Beautiful day.
People with disabilities don't want to be seen always as the receivers. They don't want to feel isolated. They don't want to feel on the margins of society. We've felt that too often before. Our rightful place is in the community of our birth if we want to stay there, or in another community if we want to move there. You're never handed anything. You've got to work for it. You've got to strive for it, so that we don't have this terrible stigma of 70 or 80% of people with disabilities always out of work. The built environment hasn't been touched enough to make it fully accessible. It's no good leaving it to the county councils individually to do it, because they just don't do it. In schools, if we never see stories that feature people with disabilities, we'd imagine there are no people with disabilities around at all. Even in the film that we're making now, it's people with disabilities who've done the camera work, learned all about it, done the sound, and showed what people with disabilities can do given the chance.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in.
Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise.